Hey, it's Dana from Dogs Naturally, and this is Q&A Monday. Now, this letter is from Sarah, and Sarah writes in, I'd love to get more information and direction from you on raising puppies holistically. I've raised numerous pups for rescues, and I've been trying to move toward a holistic model. I'm curious as to what age you adopt out and take pups in public, and do you do any parvo or distemper vaccination? Any advice or direction you could give would be greatly appreciated. Well, thanks, Sarah. So that's a great question, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a natural rearing breeder. I know a lot of breeders like to keep their puppies until 7 or 8 weeks of age, but I actually like to keep my puppies until they're about 10 weeks of age, and here's the reason. Puppies need to learn how to be dogs. They need to learn dog communication, and the best time for them to do that is when they're in the litter with their litter mates and with their mother. Now, they learn how to be a puppy at around 4 or 5 weeks of age. That's when they start interacting. And the funny thing is, they have this window of socialization that essentially closes when they're 14 weeks of age. So any learning of dog communication after 14 weeks is going to be really hard. Now, if you let a puppy go home at 7 weeks of age, then they're only getting 2 or 3 weeks worth of what should be 10 weeks of education. And what usually happens is you've either got a puppy who's really shy or you've got a puppy who's just out of control. That's the puppy at the dog park that no other puppies want to hang around. So I like to keep my puppies until they're about 10 weeks of age, and that gets them more than halfway through the puppy's socialization period. Now, your second question is about taking the puppies out in public, and you also asked about parvo and distemper vaccines, and that kind of is related. I don't vaccinate my puppies for parvo or for distemper either. It's a very, very personal decision. The reason I make that decision for my own puppies is because you can't erase risk with vaccines. Vaccines don't eliminate risk. The only thing you do is you trade one risk in for the other. So for example, if you choose to vaccinate your puppy, you'll protect them against infectious disease, but the payoff is it makes his immune system inflamed, and this inflammation can set your puppy up for cancer and allergies and other inflammatory diseases. And for myself, I know a lot more dogs whose lives have been wrecked by cancer and allergies than I have distemper and parvovirus. Now, for me, when I choose to not vaccinate my puppies, they're a lot less likely to get cancer and allergies and other diseases, but they're more likely to get infectious disease. So it's a completely personal choice, and you just have to realize which risk you choose to live with. But don't think that you can eradicate risk altogether, because that's silly. Now, about socializing unvaccinated puppies, I think a lot of you think that that's harder to do than with vaccinated puppies, and actually the opposite is true, because vaccinations, first of all, vaccinations will take a good 2 to 3 weeks before they've protect the puppy, and that's only if the vaccine works. Sometimes with puppies, the maternal antibodies can block the effectiveness of the vaccine, and it takes another vaccine at 12, 14, or even 16 weeks of age before the puppy can be protected. Now, the downside of vaccination for puppies is that they suppress the immune system. So for 10 to 14 days after the puppy is vaccinated, not only is he not protected yet for the disease that you vaccinated for, his immune system is suppressed. So it actually makes him more susceptible, not just to parvo and distemper, but to every other disease out there. Diseases like kennel cough and giardia and those types of things that are waiting in the environment environment for the puppy. So essentially, I find it's easier and probably a little bit safer to socialize an unvaccinated puppy. And every time you take your puppy outside, you're exposing him to something and you're helping to build his immune system. So just like a vaccinated puppy, don't take your puppy out on day one and take him out to the dog park. Or if you take him to the vet, don't put him down on the ground and ask for the first appointment of the day so that everything is clean and ready for him. So you're just going to want to increase his exposure gradually. For the first couple of weeks, just keep him in your yard, and after that you can take him out on the street and just gradually expose him to more and more, just like you would a vaccinated puppy. So thanks, Sarah, for sending that letter, and I hope that answers your questions. Now, if you'd like to send in your own questions, you can email us at letters@dogsnaturallymagazine.com or just hop by the Dogs Naturally Facebook page. So I'll see you next Monday with another Q&A. Did that work?